All right, so we've spent the better part of a year laying some really crucial groundwork, right? Today is all about how we turn that planning into real, tangible impact for our students. And we're going to dive into a powerful framework to help us do that, something called the mastery model.
A great way to think about our work this year is like building a massive bridge. We've been so meticulous, right? Designing the blueprint, pouring the foundations. Well, today, we start laying the steel. We're actually crossing over from that plan to the finished structure. This whole session is about bridging that exact gap between all that planning and the real world results we're all after.
Okay, so before we can really look forward, we got to appreciate the foundation we've built together. I mean, where we are today is no accident. It's the result of a really methodical journey that started way back in September.
This timeline, this really tells the whole story of our year, doesn't it? We kicked things off in the fall, just getting a clear picture of where our students were with pre-assessments. And that data wasn't just, for show. By November, it was driving real, targeted interventions to close specific learning gaps. Then, come January, we shifted gears to build the infrastructure for success. Shared systems, test banks, the whole shebang. Every single step has been a deliberate building block leading us right here to this moment in February. This is our launch point.
And this is the engine that's been driving all of our work. It's what we call the slow drip mastery model. Think of it like a continuous cycle. We start with data, which then informs our actions. Those actions help us build out these really robust systems. And ultimately, it's those systems that create lasting impact. It's just a great reminder that real mastery, it's built through steady, incremental progress, not all at once. This quote just says it all. Mastery is cumulative, not instant. This really gets to the heart of our whole approach. It's not a destination we just arrive at overnight. Nope, it's something we build layer by layer through consistent, focused effort. This cumulative, not instant mindset, that's what has allowed us to be so deliberate and methodical all year long. And that right there brings us to a really pivotal moment in our journey. We are now officially ready to cross that bridge, to go from building our internal systems to applying them out in the real world. So this session, right now, this is that critical link. On one side of the bridge, you've got all the amazing foundational work we did on our internal systems this past fall and winter. And on the other side, that's our goal for the spring, a real focus on external, industry-integrated application. Today is the day we connect the two. So as we cross this bridge, we're also making a pretty significant strategic shift. We are fundamentally changing how we think about work-based learning, or WBL. We're moving it from the sidelines, the periphery, right into the very core of our assessment strategy. For way too long, the old view was that WBL was just an extra, a fun field trip, an optional activity. Well, the mastery view sees it completely differently. WBL is now a core instructional advantage. It's absolutely central to how we teach and how we assess. And this visual just captures that shift perfectly, right? We are leaving behind the bus mentality, where WBL is just a trip, and we're embracing this clipboard and gears mentality. This is all about seeing WBL as a powerful tool for assessment, for validation. It's a really profound change in how we approach this work. So let's be crystal clear about this. It is not an extra. Work-based learning is our single most powerful formative assessment strategy, period. It's how we take all the theory from our test banks and see if students can actually apply it in real-world scenarios. I mean, just think about the power of this for our students. When we bring in guest speakers or we run industry simulations, they're not just sitting there as passive observers anymore. These are real opportunities for them to get real-time validation. We get to see their hard skills in action. And maybe just as importantly, we get a window into their soft skills, communication, teamwork, professionalism. Okay, so we've got a clear picture of our journey and this powerful new view of WBL. But how do we tie it all together? Let's distill all of this down into a simple, memorable formula for creating impact. So this is the big question, right? The one that's probably on all of our minds. With all this data we've collected, the systems we've built, and our new approach to WBL, how do we actually translate all that hard work into a clear, simple, actionable plan for making a real impact? And here it is, the answer. In its simplest form, alignment plus implementation equals impact. Our alignment, that's the solid foundation we've spent all year building. The implementation, that's where we put that foundation to work, using WBL to bridge the gap between our classrooms and the real world. And the result of that powerful combination, that's the measurable impact we're going to see in our students. This is exactly where we are right now. We have built the foundation. Now we do the work. This is our call to action, not just for the rest of this year, but as the launch point for everything that comes next. All right, with that call to action fresh in our minds, let's get practical. Here is your path forward, starting with some immediate next steps for today. So, we've broken down what's next into a really simple 3-part process. First, in the first 10 minutes of your breakout, you're going to complete the district implementation survey. Your feedback there is so valuable. Next, you'll get to choose the breakout session that really speaks most directly to your work. And finally, the most important step of all, applying what you've learned. The whole goal is to walk away with concrete ideas for translating these strategies right into your classroom. And you'll have 3 fantastic options to choose from. If you're passionate about keeping your curriculum on the absolute cutting edge, the industry's trends track is for you. If you're more of a systems thinker and you want to help us build even stronger assessment tools, you are going to love the shared systems session. And if you're excited about using WBL to really cultivate those crucial professional skills in your students, well, then the soft skill design track is the perfect fit. You know, as we think about the power of WBL, let's keep this core idea in mind. When we create these opportunities for our students to interact with industry partners and engage in realistic simulations, we're doing so much more than just teaching. We are providing the ultimate check for understanding. This is the moment where learning truly comes alive. So as we wrap this up and you move into the next phase, I want to leave you with this question to think about. How will you use work-based learning to build that bridge between your classroom alignment and real student impact? How will you create those moments for your students? The foundation is solid. The real work, the exciting work, that starts right now.